Hey everybody, this is Rishira Rathod from Chess Lovers Academy. In today's video, we are going to learn about the attack. So let's go. First things first, what is attack? Attack is when you threaten the opponent piece without harming your piece. It is known as the attack. To learn more about it, let's bring the screen. Alright, here is the position in front of us. Now you can see that the pawn is on f2 and a knight on the e5. So your pawn want to threaten the knight, and this will also show how does the pawn threatens. So what does pawn do to threaten the knight is that it plays f4, which means that if the black does not be very attentive, then it would lose the knight. For example, if the black plays this, then the pawn would be capturing the knight. Now let's see how does the rook threatens. So over here is a position. Now let's see how does the rook threatens it. So the first move which rook plays is that there are two ways to threaten the bishop. So what does first pawn does it? It plays it on the f5, rook f5. So here you can see that the rook is threatening the bishop to move. And the second way is that rook to e2, which means that if the king does not play attentive, then this bishop would be captured. Now let's see how does the bishop threatens. So over here the bishop has the task to threaten the rook. So there are again two ways to do it. The first way is that it can take the bishop with the support of the king. It can play bishop d6, or it can also go bishop c3. Now let's see how does the knight threatens. So there are two ways that knight can threaten the queen, and there is one way that it can also threaten the king and queen both. So let's see how does it threaten the queen first. So over here it can play to knight g5, and the second way is that it can threaten both of them is that like this, check. Now this position is known as the fork. How it is a fork? When there is a check and other piece is on the attack, not the knight, because then the knight will capture the knight easily. Then the king would be forced to move, for example over here, then it would simply capture it. This is known as the fork. And also how the knight threatens. Now let's see how does the queen threatens. So over here the queen has to threaten the rook. So there are two ways. There are three ways, but only one works. So the first way is that queen to a2. So in this position it has threatened the rook, no doubt. But will the rook stay quiet? No. It will capture it because it is coming in its territory. Now the second way is also a same trick, which is queen to f1. Still the rook will capture the queen. Now the second and the correct way is that this, queen to f6. This is how the queen threatens. Let's see how does the king threatens. So over here he has given the task to threaten this pawn. So there are three ways to do it. First is that it can go to the d4, or to the e4, or to the f4. Over here is a position. It is a opening part of the game. Now you can see the knight is on the c6, and one way that you can threaten the knight is by pawn, which is you can play d5. Now let's see more examples like this one. I am going to ask you a question, and write me the answer of that in the comment section below. If you have the right answer, then I will heart your comment. So the question is that our bishop is on the h4. Would be a good idea to bring it on the f6 in order to threaten the rook on the g7? Write me in the comment section below if you know the answer. The right answer is that no, because if we simply place it, then the rook will capture it, and this would not be an attack or threaten, it would be a huge blunder. And from this example, we also learned that we also need to have a defense plan for an attack and stay attentive also. Viewers, Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, then hit that like button and share this video to more and more people and subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is Richard Rathod from Chess House Academy. Signing off. Bye bye. Stay safe. Play chess.